All right, first things first, before we get started, check out raw, natural, unrefined hemp rolling papers at www.rawthenic.com. Made in Alcoy, Spain, raw rolling papers are unbleached and unrefined with no chalk, no dyes, and no burning additives so that you can actually truly taste the natural flavors of what you're smoking on. So those whack woods, those swishes stinks, save that for the booth. If you're smoking that good, you're going to want to taste it. So check them out at www.rawthenic.com. That's RAWTHENTIC.com. Check out their wide variety of papers, cones, tips, rolling trays, grinders, t-shirts, skateboards, collectibles, and so much more. Big shout outs to Small Town Recovery and Consulting. For all your business consulting needs, check them out at www.smalltownrecovery.com or give them a call at 702-293-1010. Also, don't forget to check out www.bombgreen.com. That's BOMGREEN.com. Now let's get it popping. Yo, Hip Hop Roots Podcast. We in the building again. Episode number 5 already. December. I can't believe we made it through a whole month already. That's crazy. Hit up the voicemail text line 775-538-6350. Shoot some ideas. Tell us what up. Let us know how we're doing. Email us hiphoprootspodcast@gmail.com. You already know the drill. Make sure you like the videos, subscribe, tell your people. Let's build them numbers, y'all. This platform's for you guys. Again, Hip Hop Roots family in the building. This man right here is an artist. He's a DJ. He's a vocalist, hype man. I mean, 1/6 of NiteBreed. My motherfucking man, Dent One. How you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling good, man. How you feeling?
Shit, living the dream just like you.
I feel that.
That's right. Shit, Hip Hop Roots, man. You've been, I don't even know where to start with you. Like you've been doing so much since the Roots days and stuff. But let's go back with the Roots since we're here and that's what we've been talking about. Let's start with this. I was brought in to Roots. I found Roots via the open mic. You know what I mean? I came in, started rocking the open mic, ended up on the team eventually. Jody found JR at Black Book Sessions. You know what I mean? And pulled him in. S5. Everyone's got their story. How did you come across Hip Hop Roots? Like, how did you find us? How did you get in that whole scene?
Man, it was crazy. So it had been a year or so since doing shows with this band Dim that I was in, and they're still around too. They're dope. So
crazy! I didn't even know you were in that band. Shout outs to them. That's dope.
Yeah, that's where I started doing everything. Started doing DJ, keyboard samples, backup vocals. But yeah, so it had been about a year. We did a little reunion show. I had a kid on the way. He came, little Ronnie, and I remember sitting in the hospital room with my girl while she's sleeping. I'm going through my phone. I'm seeing these events, these hip hop events. I'm like, yo, what is this? Because I'm kind of missing just going out, let alone the stage. So I see this, Hip Hop Roots. The crowd looks like it's popping. They got the stage and all that. And the doctor always tells you, when you have your baby, she's got to have her nights out. You got to have your nights out. So that's what I did on my nights out. I went to Hip Hop Roots.
Hey.
And I came on, what was it, the 4th anniversary, I think?
Okay.
And I know they had to doing a canvas. So I hit up Dro. I was like, yo, what do I got to do a canvas up here? He's like, yo, just come through. So I came through. And then, one thing led to another. I seen Trey doing his things. I'm like, yo, they got real DJs here. Yo, Dro, what do I got to do? Actually, I asked S5. He's like, well, you got to bring your needles. So I was like, I'll bring my whole set. I mean, fuck.
That's dope. And see, that's what's crazy because, again, everybody's kind of come in. Everybody so far that we've asked, everyone's got their own angle they've come in on. And that's, I think, what made Hip Hop Roots what it was. You know what I mean? It was just a certain energy that drew people there from all kinds of different angles. And, you felt the need to want to partake, want to be part of the family and things on top of performing,
It's a beacon.
Yeah, definitely. Now, you brought up Dim and stuff. I was going to bring up, so you were in a band way back when you started making beats and production because you make beats as well as DJing and all that. You were in a band that had a drummer that kind of just wouldn't show up. I mean, or something like that along the lines, like he just kind of couldn't, just wouldn't come.
Our original drummer was cool. He was going through issues at the time, which I'm still not even fully 100% on what those were, but everybody's got their things. So he was fine, and he kind of left on his own accord. The dude that replaced him, Jason, was fucking phenomenal. I think he's still there. Our bass player, Sean, which was kind of that was the tragedy, you know, because he was one of like the founding members of that shit.
Okay.
So, you know, things in his life started going out of control, and then, you know, it started to reflect. And so, yeah, he might not show up one day, or might have forgot a scale or something. It's like, you know, in my mind, there's like, yo, it's for the best. You just take a break, dog. Get your life together. But
yeah.
sometimes when you're in that music shit, like, you don't want to take a break. He's like, no, fucking music's all I got, and I'm going to keep going. I don't care that I'm burning out right now as we speak.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I've been through that. That was, you know, a lot of the reasons the last 2 years I haven't really performed a whole lot was, you know, had to take a step back and, you know, realize it just, you know, you weren't having fun. There was just a certain thing that it was like, you know, I really had to kind of catch up with myself, so to speak, and stuff. So, but you grew up like a metalhead. Because I remember me and you talking at Roots about, I mean, you're like a big Metallica fan, a big Megadeth fan, stuff like that. I remember clicking thinking about that because I grew up as, you know, in Texas. I was a huge Metallica fan, huge Megadeth fan and stuff. So you grew up kind of on that metal tip too, huh?
Yeah, I just grew up differently. As you know, as a black dude growing up in Cali, I just grew up way different. Like, you know, '93 was Snoop Dogg and the Chronic and all that, and everybody's mom was against that, so my mom was on that wagon. She's like, nothing with a parental advisory label on it. So we found loopholes. You know, it's like, oh, well, you can't even understand what they're saying as they're sitting there yelling into the mic with this heavy metal. And it's you know, it's a different, you know, type of music, but it's still the same. It was the same aggression as hip hop.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? That's why I couldn't understand when I see a metalhead beefing with a black dude or rap dude beefing. I'm like, yo, if you break down your lyrics, y'all talk about the same shit.
Yeah, for real.
Y'all are mad at the same things. So let's get together.
So now you loving the whole metal thing and doing hip hop now. I'm sure you've always loved hip hop. That whole era of the Limp Bizkit kind of, you know, that whole DJ rock band hip hop mashup kind of thing. That was probably right up your alley.
That was like fucking butter.
Yeah,
that was butter for me, man.
Yeah, see, I was a big fan. And it's funny because people clown. People either love Limp Bizkit or they absolutely hate Limp Bizkit.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
But I was a big fan of Limp Bizkit. I lost them a little bit towards the end, you know what I mean, and stuff. But like their first two albums,
there was a point where Fred Durst was overexposing himself.
Yeah.
And you know, I tell people, I'm like, say what you will about Fred Durst, but that band musically is so motherfucking talented. Wes Borland,
oh man,
playing a baritone 4-string custom, and people mistaking it for a bass.
And that's exactly it. You know what I mean? People didn't even really catch a lot of that. I mean, when I found out DJ Lethal was in the band, I mean, I was like, what? I mean, he might be one of the most incredible cut artists ever.
To this day, you figure House of Pain, Limp Bizkit. He did Limp Bizkit for forever. Then he left Limp, started La Coca Nostra with Everlast, Danny Boy, and all them. Which, you know, he started touring for them, backed out, still producing. Got a little known project, Lethal Wilson, with Sid from Slipknot, which they were out here for fucking Life is Beautiful. I missed it because I had the kids with me.
Oh man,
you know what I mean? But and then like people don't even know he owns Triple P's out here. You know?
Yeah.
Like that's why you see all that House of Pain stuff and the turntables on the walls. Like
I remember when they announced it and he was saying he was buying that little part and gonna open that up. I got all excited because it's, you know, I figured it had to be some kind of a dope venue. It wasn't just gonna open up some kind of hole in the wall dive bar. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I remember he was like, he was kind of hating on Limp and then time up, but I'm gonna be alright. I just got this building. I'm like, oh shit, that's that brick building on Fremont. What the fuck are you about to do, dog?
Now you paint, you draw. I mean, you do. You're just an artist. Like you do so much artistically. I mean, I've given you torches, and you've done so much. You are big into comic books, I assume. Yes.
Yeah.
When did you? I mean, you've probably always read comic books, but I mean, I've seen you draw characters and things. Have you done comic? Have you actually done a comic?
I did a few, and I was like, I realized that what I was doing was just drawing pictures without really putting a contextual story to it. So I'm back at the drawing board. I've actually fully written a fucking comic, and I'm in the process of drawing that now. I'm actually putting a whole website together of all my stuff, you know, beats, all the album covers I've done. But I'm gonna release parts of this comic bits at a time, so as not to overload myself, but everybody that is like, yo, where's this comic that you've been talking about?
Yeah, well, it's got to be time
started.
consuming as hell too. You know what I mean? That's not something that's like writing an album. I mean, that's like writing a book. I mean, people are like, I've worked on this for years to get to this point, and
that was the part I was in denial about. I'm like, oh, this isn't gonna take me years. I'll get this done in 2 months. Wrong.
now,
Wrong.
You were drawing all the bunch of. I'm trying to remember what the podcast was I was watching, but you did in high school. You carried around a book that you basically made a comic about your high school and your people you knew and things like that.
Yeah. You know, I just, you know, because in art school or in high school and then art school, I was more driven towards like life drawing, but I like comics. So it was like, okay, well, I got all these people around me. Let me just try and put their faces on paper rather than trying to make up a character.
Yeah.
Because for me, a lot of the time, I draw like a stock face and they all end up looking the same.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, this dude's got thick eyebrows. This dude's got a fucking birthmark on his cheek. This dude's 17 but got a beard already. Like, these are all characteristics I don't have to think too hard about. So I drew, you know, my peoples as characters and just put a little fantasy to it.
Are you planning on putting out something that's like a full, I mean, like, you know, a book, you know, an actual comic piece and shit where people you can get out and publish it on the...
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna do the digital thing first, and then, you know, as excuse me, you know, as I get more geared up for that, then I'll start
that's a trip though, because you know there's not many people I know, even artists who draw and stuff. I don't know that they even fathom the concept of like writing a story and putting, you know, like an actual comic together. So that's pretty dope.
It surprises me too, but also I'm waiting for that kick in the ass where, like, you know, for a while I'm like, dude, I'm like the only DJ or whatever, and then I start discovering, you know, like OG Surge from out here, peace to OG Surge, dope as fuck DJ. Or when I was in high school and people started telling me that I was starting to sound good, other people be like, yo, check out DJ Presto though.
Yeah, shout out.
And he chills with Cubert, so, you know,
like, big.
Shit, I got work to do. So that's what I'm waiting for drawing wise. Is I know there's gonna be one artist, then two, and then five. They got books coming out. I'm like, oh shit, I got work to do. I got to level up.
It's crazy. So, I mean, obviously, rest in peace. We just lost one of the biggest comic book legends. You know what I mean? Recently, Stan Lee,
the man, the myth.
You know what I mean? So that's an obvious inspiration. Do you have another artist as far as like with your artistic, your drawing and stuff that you really look up to?
I mean, like Jim Lee, early '90s X-Men comics. That's what kind of solidified that for me. That whole style of just like, it's like hard lines but soft colors, like blended in together. Mark Silvestri, I like how he draws his women. The Witchblade, the Magdalena, the Darkness. Shoot, I think he's done like some Batman crossovers too, which Jim Lee also does. You know, the whole. Well, I think he's like president of DC now. So he runs Batman, Superman, Justice League, all that shit.
Yeah, crazy.
Scott Williams, dope ass inker. That's actually Jim Lee's inker. Like I follow that whole team. And that's just kind of where I'm like, all right, I know I'm not going to be at their level because they got age on me, age and experience.
Yeah, well, shit.
But I'm gonna strive for that.
I mean, I've seen the work you do. It's. I mean, not anyone can just draw like you. You know that takes. I mean, how long have you really been like drawing, getting down like that?
That's kind of the first one for me, you know.
So it's just like
it's my whole life.
Okay, see, and that's, you know, you even talking about age and experience. I mean, that's age and experience right there. Because like I said, the drawings you're doing and stuff are phenomenal. You know what I mean? Because your penmanship and you understand and you got the vision. And I do all right drawing, but it's just something, you see some things and, you know, you make me just want to snap the pen. That's why I write words and I don't want to draw.
But see, that's how I feel about rappers. I'm like, see, I'm gonna just make the beat for you because I'm gonna write some shit all day, but it's not gonna be as powerful as what some of y'all put out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, Like, you guys are for real MMA fighters, and I'm a demo Taekwondo guy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna just be showy, but you guys are gonna get the job done. Lyrically, you know what I mean? So that's where I'm like,
makes sense.
I'll just do the beat. I'll do your backdrop.
Makes sense. Now, I was going to bring up the masks, but before I do that, that way I'm not jumping ahead and getting people confused and shit. You're a part of NiteBreed, which is Donnie Menace's crew.
Yes, sir.
How long you been with NiteBreed doing, as far as being a member?
Shit, I think this is like 5 years now.
And you met, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, but you and Donnie is how you kind of got introduced to NiteBreed, correct?
Yeah.
Now, you met Donnie at Hip Hop Roots.
We met in person at Hip Hop Roots. We clicked online through MySpace, actually.
Okay.
I was in a Jedi Mind Tricks forum or whatever, and I seen this producer from Vegas, Fifth Element. So I'm like, oh, let me check his shit out. He's in town. And he's making this hardcore boom bap, which is my shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm checking out his catalog. He's got this dude, Dream Texture from Chicago. He's doing all these remixes, big pun remixes and shit. And then he's got this cat, Donnie Menace, on there. I think it was like Sinister 88 might have been the first one I heard. And I was like, who's this dude? So I click on it. From CT, but in LV. I'm like, oh shit. So I just hit him like, and I had just bought my MPC at the time. So I'm like, I'm not trying to show you no shit right now because I know that it's going to be whack. I'm still learning my machine, but I want to let you know that you're dope and I'm trying to make some shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, cool, man. Well, just send me some whenever. What I didn't know, and granted, he was on house arrest at the time anyway, so he couldn't mobilize like that.
Yeah.
But with where he was staying was only a couple blocks away from my girl's house where I was spending most of my time anyway.
No shit.
I'm like, we find this out when we're talking at Hip Hop Roots. I'm like, dog, we could have been chilling and working.
Damn. Just brewing.
But yeah, I want to say it was... There was like 2 key shows where we were chilling and realizing we needed to work. One of them was the Halloween show. And then there was another one. It was like him, War Paint, and then Trailer Hood Click. Rest in peace, AJ.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was those 2 shows where it was like, all right, we gonna get it in.
And you guys, you fit well in there. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Donnie. You know what I mean? And Donnie's my boy. On top of that, I mean, he's brought me out to Gorefest. He's put me on many bills and stuff. Oh, big time, bro. We'll get into that for sure. But he's not gonna just work with nobody. He doesn't especially bring anybody on board. You know what I mean? Right. So he brought you on board. So now pretty much you're an in-house DJ, you're an in-house producer, and you're an in-house graphic artist.
Right.
Because you do, I mean, not even drawing, but you fuck around on the Photoshop and because I've seen some of these covers you've done for Way Too Gone and some of these other MCs. I mean, killing it. I mean, killing it, man.
Thank you.
No one-trick pony, that's for sure. But the mask thing. So you designed these masks that you guys are now wearing on stage, which is a hell of an addition for sure. Because it's just, I mean, you guys have got the look going, even with the fits every time, different stuff. Right. Whose idea was that for the mask?
That was actually that was Donnie's vision.
Okay.
Because it was like, well, he already had that vision, and then we were doing that with Dim, which was like, that was more Mushroom Head influence than Slipknot. People immediately go Slipknot when they'd see us with the mask and all that.
Yeah.
But the whole thing was like, don't stick to one thing. Let's have several styles we can file through.
Yeah.
So I carried that with me. Donnie's got this vision. He's looking at drawings I've done and shit. Like, it's like, yo, you ever thought about doing masks? Get a blank when it's basically a canvas. I'm like, shit, right? And he starts showing me this dude with 8 legs who does a lot of designs in the horrorcore scene.
Okay.
A lot of t-shirt designs, album designs, and does these crazy ass masks. He actually did Donnie's first mask. This green one, stitched mouth.
Yeah,
whatever.
I remember that.
So yeah, that's kind of where it started out for me. Then he introduces me to this artist out here, Johnny Blades. Just one of the dopest jewelry sculptors in Vegas, period, probably in the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's on his mask shit too. And from there, the fire just lit. I just got inspired. So it was like, all right, cool. We got Party City right here. I'm going to grab me 5 masks. I'm going to fuck around, see what happens.
Yeah. And it's such a, I don't want to say it's an easy concept. Because like you said, it's there's a fine line between kind of ripping people off or just looking cheesy. Because I mean, shout outs to any of the artists out there doing their thing and all that. But I mean, I've seen some people up there and even at Gore Fest, because it's such a big Juggalo crowd and that gore kind of thing.
It's true.
I've seen some artists get up that you're trying to figure out whether they're being serious or they're because they look goofy, or the first instinct, like, they get up and you go, oh, they're trying to be so and so Slipknot or whoever the fuck but it's you guys, not even that, but you guys keep changing the masks. The masks aren't the same repetitive, they're not even the same cut all the time, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you're killing it, you know what I mean? And like I said, that mask thing was a good addition, because not even that, you guys are getting up with different outfits every time, but matching, you guys are getting it down. Now, you guys, you can tell by your performances and stuff, you guys are practicing. Like, you are preparing for these performances and things. Are you guys necessarily, do you get together on a weekly basis consistently? Or is it like when you got the show coming, that at least once a week you got to get together? I mean, you guys...
The bigger shows, we get together, weekend before, get it in about 5 hours or whatever. But also it's, Donnie's the kind of dude that if he's got downtime at work, he's sitting there going through lyrics real quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same with Quez. And, same with me. If I'm at the house, I got Serato on, let me run through an old set real quick. Let me test my cuts. Let me test my gear. You know what I mean? Because more than just our movements, like the whole turntable Serato, that's the brain of the operation. If that ain't moving right, then we ain't moving right. Sure. So, I got to make sure my shit's streamlined anyway. So I'm always practicing with it. Yeah, and that's just what it is. So whether together or separate, we're always practicing.
Yeah, because I've seen some like Instagram lives where you guys are in there practice, but I mean, like I said, you guys on stage are put together so well, visually put together so well, but even when you perform, you can tell that you've been through the steps. Like, what side of the stage you're supposed to be on. You're not supposed to be in front of somebody. You know not to talk over Donnie between songs when he's talking. You can tell it's put together, and I think that's what a lot of people lack. I think some people, and this is the learning process of the open mics and things, but...
Well, watch closely. You'll see me and Quez bump into each other a couple of times.
Oh, yeah. I've definitely seen some mishaps.
I have fun with Quez on stage, and, it kind of goes back to the whole metal thing, because Quez is a huge Slipknot fan.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Love Slipknot.
Me and him kind of have this, like, for the Slipknot fans listening, this kind of Sid and clown thing going on where I fuck with him. I fuck with him heavily.
Okay.
Because he can't keep a straight face all the time.
Yeah. Oh, so, with that big cheesy ass smile,
I mean, it's the grin god. So, yeah. I might get in his face with the mic and just start rapping at him, or I might Harlem Shake at him, or whatever.
He's so funny, dude. That crew. I mean, there's no choice but to have fun with those guys. Because, like I said, Donnie's such a dude. He's a good dude. He's funny as fuck. Quez is the biggest fucking goofball I've ever probably met in my goddamn life. Like, I couldn't imagine. I mean, you have to be able to keep up with those guys, otherwise they'll eat you up.
Yeah. And then, at first I'm like, fuck, man, these guys are hardcore. Like, it's like you said, Donnie don't just pick anybody. So, when he's like, yo, man, I want you for this thing, I'm like, me?
Right, yeah.
But, that's when you gotta let go of the self-doubt and shit. Like, all right, I guess I'm dope then.
Now, we know Donnie and Quez are pretty, especially out here in Vegas, people, they know. I mean, they know the face because they're everywhere, you know what I mean? But there's 3 other members of NiteBreed that, some people I don't think even realize that there's even more. There 2 other?
2 more, yeah.
Okay, I was thinking, so Squash?
Squash, yeah. James Joyce.
Joyce?
And then White Cheddar.
Yeah, okay, and then Cheddar. Okay, I don't know why I was thinking, because I wouldn't have been able to even come up with a third name. Right. So I'm like, okay. Both are from Connecticut?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so is that where NiteBreed started, was in Connecticut before Donnie came out here?
I want to say that's how it started.
Okay, because that's what I always kind of wondered that too, because Donnie's originally from Connecticut.
Yeah.
And then came out here. So I was... are they any intention on coming out here? I know that they've touched down out here a couple times and done some shows and stuff, but that's, when's the last time either one of them have been out here for a show?
Well, unfortunately, I didn't make it out to this last Gore Fest, but James made it out there.
Man,
rocked the set. What I didn't know is that his wife hypes him, and that's the craziest shit I've ever fucking seen.
Really? I didn't even know that.
They're out there in fucking, beaters and Timbs, just on some East Coast shit.
Wow.
Because I'm watching the live feed from home. I'm like, motherfucker. fucker, I should have hustled just a little bit harder, got this money, and been out there to have my mind blown in person because I didn't know they do that.
Man, I'd have loved to have seen that.
But yeah, I know he's either trying to come out here to visit again, or he's trying to like come out here.
Because I'm waiting for that whole NiteBreed show. Because I know I know it's brewing. I know it's just. I mean, Donnie's cooking right now because he's always been one of my favorite artists. I've kind of found out about Donnie through the whole A-Hat thing.
Right.
I've always loved battle rap. I've watched a ton of that shit forever, and all of a sudden, that A-Hat popped up, and then fucking Donnie eating people alive. I mean, that's how I met a lot of the guys that I'm really, really big fans of out here. Especially starting like that. I mean, Fats again, A-Hat, Domes. Domes Gage.
Yeah.
Shout outs to him because I'm telling you, I love the bars, and that was where I kind of got familiar with Donnie. You know what I mean? So even I think us pulling him in the Roots, it was just as a fan, I'm like, man, we got to get this guy in here for sure.
Right.
Well, damn, I can't. I'm telling you, I'm waiting for a NiteBreed show. That's all I ever think about. I'm like, man, I know it's good. To see you three together on stage is insane. To see all five just, I mean, in there, in and out, coming. Because that's the thing, too, is, again, back to the practice thing. Quez won't always be on stage. I know people who have groups and stuff, and it's just there's 5 members, and they all just chill.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's not, like a NiteBreed show. It's a Donnie show. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't want to see, Quez is off, Quez is on. You know what I mean? You're always on because you got to run those tables, but you don't always have a mic in your hand.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's
there's some songs where if it's like No Regrets or The Obsessed, I hang way the fuck back and just let Donnie solo out. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, as far as even the intro, you coming out and cutting the piece and having the mic like, yeah, everybody get the fuck up. And I mean, it's like I said, you guys have the. I mean, I feel like you guys even put me to shame, and I try to make it somewhat of a show, but I don't have a crew behind me either. But I always tried to make sure there was like an intro. I just didn't want to always hop up and just start getting in, or you want to make it somewhat like you're professional. But man, y'all are killing the game. Killing the game.
Thank you. Yeah, nah, man. Donnie's just got he's just got a great mind for this shit, man. And his mind for the stage and the show, and then just my on the spot creativity, kicking. I like, oh shit, well, what if we do that? Oh, word, that's dope. Okay, cool. This is a good pairing. And then Quez throwing some ideas, some jokes and shit.
Yeah.
Some weed in there.
Well, and you guys work as a team. It's not like it's a leader and it's just you guys are taking orders. You know what I mean? You guys are putting each other, hyping each other for one. You guys are, constructive criticism, all that kind of thing. That was. It was hard enough to get one person on the same page as me. You know what I mean? Grind wise, just the vision, more or less getting, 3, 4, 5 people on the same page. You know what I mean? So that shows with you guys, and that's huge because you got to click. You know what I mean? You can't just have people who are like, that's cool and I want to be a part of it.
Right.
And a lot of people who want to do features and things, but I don't. I kind of pick and choose because it's got to have some kind of a chemistry, and you can tell you guys just, man. You guys are doing it.
Oh yeah. Wait till this album that me and Quez are doing come out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Quez because he just dropped his. That's his first solo album.
Mood Swings. Yep.
Yeah, he'll be in here. He'll be in here. Trust me. I got plans for that guy for sure.
Yeah, Quez is dope because he's got his clout without having the content out yet. So he's a much more talented Tony Yayo of our group. You know what I mean? Like people know who the fuck he is. And there's like, when's that album gonna drop?
Funny you said Tony Yayo. I was gonna say Obi Trice. Like he just knew who he was forever and ever, and then finally it was like, all right, I'll give you a little something. But yeah, we'll have him in here.
We'll say Obi because Quez wasn't in jail like that, and that's not why he didn't have the content. Like free Quez, y'all. No, ain't nothing like that.
That's funny. Well, shit, man. We went out. We went to Dent Studio. We checked him out. He did a little art piece for him, or for us. A little hip hop roots art piece. So check it out.
Dent One.
told you that guy could draw. Telling you, man.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Little bit.
So you're open. I mean, obviously, you're an in-house producer for Donnie, for your crew.
Right.
You are open to do other projects as well, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So what's your main hub? Like, where can they find you? Like, what's going to be your best spot? I know everyone's got the Facebook and the Instagram, but you always got one major.
I mean, to get in touch with me, Facebook is probably the quickest way to see all my work. I post on Instagram the most, so it might be just a beat I'm working on, or try to rehash old album covers that I did. But all my visual stuff is on Instagram. Well, all my everything is on Instagram, and then honestly, you can message me wherever.
Nice.
I'll get to you.
Yeah, remember too, he's not just the drawing and the graphics, the beat in the background, Dent One. So if you need the production, you need the drawings, put some ideas in his ear, because even if he don't doing it, I'm sure he'll
Yeah, I'm like an expansion pack, like I'll do some alright shit by myself, but connect me to your brain. My whole thing is I want to bring your vision at least into the 2-dimensional world.
Yeah, well, that's good, because that's it's a difference between just hiring someone to do something and actually clicking and putting the ideas out. So I'm going to bring up something. We don't talk too much about like the current news shit and stuff going on too much, but it's I can't get it off my fucking YouTube feed. I can't get it out of my Facebook feed and shit like that. This whole Tekashi 6ix9ine thing, you've been seeing this?
Man, that whole movement of rappers is crazy. Like
They are. For real.
Tekashi getting busted. You got all these rappers dying from overdoses.
Yeah,
and
Triple
things
X
like that.
getting shot. Yeah.
Triple X getting shot. And it's like, yo, man, focus less on the drama and more on your skill and your creativity.
Yeah.
Like, it's like I say with the beats. I try to bring the drama to my beats. Like, put that drama in your music. That's why people to this day still love Pac, no matter how many new school dudes try to be like, oh, Pac was boring, or try and troll us with that bullshit.
He's a storyteller.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it trips me out, and I just and of all the, I don't want to call him a mumble rapper because he's not, but he just kind of came in this wave of all these new artists.
We'll call them face tat rappers.
Yeah, there you go. But his music's not bad, because I like that grimy, just it's dope. But to watch these guys, they're just inviting the most. I've been watching everybody talk. I just watched the interview he did with Fat Joe.
Yeah.
Fat Joe pretty much called it. Told him what was gonna happen, and it sure as shit if it didn't happen.
It's like the next day.
That's insane. I don't understand it, but and the biggest thing is I don't ever see Tekashi as a gangster or nothing like that. It kind of looks like he's the face. You know what I mean? Like they're making whoever's behind it, Treyway, or whoever that the people are behind him, are making bank off him, and he's a puppet. You know what I mean? And it's scary to see, because that kid's gonna end up dead or something bad, or in jail for the rest of his life for some stupid shit because he wants to be famous, and they're hyping him up, making him think he's, gassing his ass up, making him think he's gangster and shit.
I tell you what, man, like a lot of the new rapper like web trolling shit, it reminds me of Jackass in a way, except Jackass, they get paid because of ratings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These dudes, they're just fucking their lives up.
Yeah, and it's all like for the gram and for the Snapchat, and and that's what's crazy is they're famous in a whole different way now than say even 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like you don't need the same kind of resources that you need.
Yeah.
You don't even have to have good music, to be honest. If you're wilding out on your Snap or something and you're building that views, they're sucking it up.
That's what's making a lot of good artists kill their inner perfectionists too. Is like, hey, there's this suck ass artist who's making it. Granted, he did it from fucking trolling and just getting attention that way, but people knew who the fuck he is musically.
It's hard to watch. It is, and as an artist, you see that, and you're just like, man, I'm over here busting my ass, and barely getting the recognition, and you feel like your music's better, or even if it's not, but it's a whole different ball game these days for sure with all this music shit. Face tat raps, I like that.
Yeah. That's the umbrella for that whole thing. The mumble dudes, this new wave of trap shit. You know what I mean?
And teach their own. If there's anything I've learned getting older is I don't judge much. You know what I mean? Because people get on this fix like fuck Drake. I don't like Drake. You know what I mean? So it's like a refusal to even acknowledge one of his songs is dope.
Right.
Which is bullshit. Because that's I don't like Kanye. I don't like Drake. You know what I mean? But there's some tracks that you're like, God.
Not everything is for everybody.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And where I remember I caught myself one day just hating for no reason.
Yeah.
So I was.
We've all done it.
I was on Flying Lotus's page, just listening to some of his beats and shit. And he had a Lil Wayne remix, and I didn't realize it was fucking Lil Wayne. And I'm like, yo, this shit is hard. Oh shit. And I'm like, is this a fucking Millie? I think this is a Millie. And then I started listening to the actual lyrics. I'm like, oh, dude, I just been rocking out to Weezy. All right.
You're like,
I called myself out on this bullshit. I've just been hating to be hating.
Well, it's true though. I mean, but it's funny that it's that people can be so picky. I got a very big ear. I know you do, because like you'll listen to anything from, like we said, Metallica, Megadeth to hip hop, anything hip hop to
I'm buying
Mozart.
records to sample all the time anyway. So
yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You sample a lot. You know what I mean? Like you'll even just go through random shit and just be finding weird sounds and toying with. Yeah, I've seen you do it, but see, that's what I never understood. Because if you can single out an artist because of most of the stuff they do and their commercial and stuff, then you're probably pretty narrow into what you listen to and things. Because,
right,
like I said, there's a lot of artists I don't like, and there's probably every artist I don't like has probably done a song or two that I could probably unwillingly admit, you know what I mean?
Right.
That are good, you know what I mean? Because they're obviously good. That's why they're there.
I think at the end of the day, it's the redundancy of the radio. You know, at one point, Lil Wayne was a feature on every song.
Yeah,
that was on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, fuck, dude, Wayne's everywhere. Or you're like, yeah, my nigga's on the song again. It's kind of like a lot of producers these days. They listen to these songs and they have the trap snare in there. So a lot of like purists or boom bap dudes, they don't want to use that snare at all. And I'm like, it's a fucking snare, and it sounds good. Like you don't have to do much with it.
Yeah,
you have to EQ it. You can fucking layer it or whatever.
Now you said boom bap. That would probably be your most favorite as far as like what you like. I know you like to make a lot of different shit, but that's probably like that. That's
yeah.
Go to right there. Huh?
Like I learned to scratch with a CDR, just like Alchemist, Mobb Deep instrumentals, basically.
Alchemist, man, that boy right there.
Yeah.
That was always he was one of my favorites. Always, man. That boy can twist.
Yeah, Alchemist, fucking DJ Lethal, once again.
Yeah.
Premier, obviously.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Well, those are all OGs too.
Right. Yeah. The OGs, and just the fact that
Revolution,
they're all still out there just working.
Yeah, well, this kind of sparks me with the last, I'm trying to remember if it was Trey and I think it was, well, I know I talked about it with Trey, but this whole like vision on the whole hip hop people getting old. Like my dad and stuff, he's a big like no one wants to see a 45-year-old dude up there rapping 50, and I'm just like, it's because we haven't seen it yet. It's such a new genre that we haven't seen it. You know what I mean? So like, I'm glad you said that, because that's every time someone says something about, these dudes are still doing it. And it's like, yes, these are the Mick Jaggers and the fucking Keith Richards of not even our generation, but of this genre, you know what I mean? Because it's such a new genre. I think people forget that, you know what I mean? I mean, if you want to break it down, Rick James and, James Brown, that can be considered the start of hip hop. But really, you're talking about the first people rapping and beatboxing and learning to scratch and things. They're just getting up there. You know what I mean? So I love seeing that they're still out there doing it. For sure.
I think the inventor of the scratch, Brand was at Theodore. He's still doing shows.
Damn, that's crazy, yo.
But I think like what you were saying, your dad was talking about. Nobody wants to see a 40-year-old. I think we're cool with watching our idols age and get older and things like that. But then, like, what we're asking ourselves is, like, do motherfuckers want to see me at 35 on stage or whatever, which is kind of why we wear the mask. You know, it's kind of.
Yeah. And I never even really thought about that. You know, that kind of does take away a little bit. Not that you guys are up there in age like that, but.
I get there.
Well, you might be. No,
I trimmed the beard, you know, so I had to hide the white. Not really.
Yeah, but you know, you hold your age well, so.
Thanks,
It's all right. I'm pushing 40 too, so.
I ain't far behind you.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're creeping up there, but as long as we're still acting young, so.
Right.
I just don't want to be the guy that looks, you know, in my walker looks like I shouldn't be. Because man, I'll tell you what, as much as I love the Beastie Boys, boy, they're looking rough. Boy, they're looking rough.
Except for Mixmaster Mike.
Yeah, Ben, that Bane's still doing it too, man.
Yeah,
I love him.
He's torn with Cypress now.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and shoot, another crazy fucking producer, DJ Muggs. Like, he was kind of like Alchemist was the start for me, and then DJ Muggs was like, he was like the senior year of my like learning how all this shit works, from beats to how you should have your crew to fucking everything. You know what I mean? He's fucking crazy with the business and shit, like Soul Assassins and all that.
Yeah, man. You know, I would say you even got to tell me. I loved all that shit.
Right.
So let's go back to Gorefest. How many Gorefests have you been to? Just one, or you been to a couple of them?
I did one Gorefest, and then we were up there for a Blazing Boondock show.
Oh yeah. Still at the Roxy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Played the Roxy twice, but one of them was for.
Now we went down the year before last for Gorefest. I was down there with you. Donnie reached out and said, "Yo, you know what I mean? We hit up Scum and shit. Why don't you come down and do the fucking set?" So we all rolled down there. Bro, we've done a lot of shows together, you know, as far as like, you know, me and Donnie, just the whole crew. We've been on many, many shows. That right there might be one of the funnest shows that I've been to, because it's just, again, it's like a Juggalo mix. It's just that underground gore. I mean, and that Scum in them, shout outs to fucking Scum and St. Poetry and LSP, man, because their following is just retarded. I mean, there's people they left and was like, I'll just sleep right here on the sidewalk, and I came back the next day and they woke up and came right back in the show.
I would say how
awesome.
How you were talking about NiteBreed earlier, like that's how we look at LSP, like you know, the following, the fucking the tight knittedness of it. You know what I mean? The fucking, you know, Liquid Assassin actually just left their label to pursue his own thing.
Yeah,
but they're still cool.
Yeah,
you know, like. And that's a lot of shit you didn't see in, like, the early hip-hop. Someone to go their own way. It's like, one way or another, people were fucking beefing afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, yo, man, like, you got to let them live their life.
Yeah, for sure.
Let them do their thing.
But, man, that whole event, and I even went into it, like, I kind of knew about it. And I think that was, like, year 10. And that blew my mind alone. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even know they were doing that for 10 years. And it's a 3-day festival, and every person on that, the only people I probably, other than NiteBreed, like Donnie and them, that I recognize was probably like all the people in LSP. And then other than that, I don't know that I knew anybody. But there was so many dope artists on there. Like, I can't even I'm not even gonna attempt to name, because I think I'm gonna say the wrong name. But dude had like the fucking gun tattooed on his face and shit.
Body Bag Syndicate.
Okay, it's insane. I was gonna say it, dude. They were dope. And there was another crew. The dude came up with the fucking Lucha Libre mask, tall as fuck, skinny, and he was screaming. He was like growling in the background. Bro, I've been following those dudes ever since Gorefest, and it's like, man, there was so many dope ass motherfuckers that I didn't even know. Were killing it. You know what I mean? And that alone right there, like, pulled me into. I was like, gotta go to Gorefest. You know, unfortunately I missed it this past year, but it's the plan to go back, because it's like, even from out of state, I mean, that's what's dope. They're throwing this big ass festival, and if you're coming in from out of state, they're like, don't even worry about the ticket. You know what I mean? They're letting you in out of state for free, 3 days to watch some of these dope ass underground acts.
Yeah, you're not gonna find that at any other festival.
Oh no, I mean, people throw free shows, but you're talking about people that are headlining underground shows, that are putting heads in the building, that are coming through for these just rocking these free shows and shit. It was dope. That was definitely one of the dope. Shout outs to Donnie for taking me to that one because that was.
Yeah. Shout out to Donnie for opening that whole world because,
for sure,
me, you, Quez, we didn't know that was out there.
No, no.
Like we, as in terms of horrorcore, we knew about the Flatliners and the Gravediggers, the old school shit, and like, what the Juggalo movement was doing with their stuff.
But yeah, you're talking about going a little bit deeper than that. Yeah, I would have never known about it had Donnie not.
I didn't know about Lyrical Snuff. I didn't know about Scum. I didn't know about Smalls. I didn't know about
Liquid Assassin. None of these.
I knew about Insane Poetry because actually, right after I graduated, there was this record shop over on Las Vegas Boulevard in Craig.
Yeah.
And I used to go over there all the time, get singles. They had singles for $1, full LPs for $5. Like I remember getting power numbers for Jurassic 5 for $5.
Yeah.
Type shit.
I remember in high school, like my last year in Texas and stuff, I remember seeing the name Insane Poetry kind of floating around and shit. So
yeah, saw an Insane Poetry vinyl. Like I hadn't heard of him at the time. I was like, something tells me I need to have this. So I grabbed that shit. And yeah, shit was cool. I think it was off his like Shroom Music album or something like that. And then decades later, I remember driving them up to Cheyenne Saloon to do the Bando Arcades release party, talking about that shit.
Oh shit! Trip out.
Let alone meeting up in Denver and shit.
Well, shit. Let's hop into this segment real quick. It's December. It's another month, so let's do this month in hip hop history. It's going down.
All right.
This month in hip hop history. December 4th, 1969. Jay-Z was born in New York City, New York. December 18th, 1970. DMX was born in Mount Vernon, New York. December 11th, 1973. Mos Def was born in Brooklyn, New York. December 2nd, 1983. Action Bronson was born in Flushing, New York. December 1st, 1986, Africa Bambaataa and Soul Sonic Force released Planet Rock, the album. December 4th, 1990, Brand Nubian releases their debut album, One for All. December 15th, 1992, Dr. Dre releases his debut album, The Chronic. December 31st, 1991, the soundtrack for the motion picture Juice was released. December 3rd, 1995, Tupac's single California Love was released. And December 14th, 2000, Wu-Tang Clan's third studio album, The W, was certified platinum. And this was this month in hip-hop history.
All right, man. That's that. This month in hip-hop history for December. That creepy-ass guy with the bad accent was back. I'm going to change that shit. Well, shit, brother. So what can we look forward to? You got something in the works? Like you got a solo beat tape going. You got some more NiteBreed. I mean, there's something we don't really know about. You guys got cooking going?
I might have too much going on is the thing.
Ooh, see, that's always a good problem to have sometimes.
But Quez just put his album out, so now I'm like, shit. They're all like, yo, you need to put your thing out.
Man, and that album, Quez's album, goes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How much production did you get in on that?
I did one beat on that.
Okay.
But, even that, like, compared to everything else that's on there, I'm like, yo, that's the mellowest track on there. We got to go in for this next one. So
his next one is going to be just you and him strictly, huh?
Yeah.
And you're doing all the production?
Yes, sir.
Man.
Yeah, so got that coming out. That's tentatively called Raw Dog 2020. Got my beat tape, The Cold Call, coming out.
Raw Dog 2020. That's so quick. It sounds like he picked that goddamn name.
Oh shit! No, Donnie and I got a Christmas song coming out this month.
Okay, you gotta say, you did another song, right? Or was it a whole album? Jingle Bells or Jingle Balls?
Jingle Balls, yeah, that was just a single. That was a single last year.
So another one. We can look forward to another one. All right.
Yeah. Let me see. I got the Identical album in the works with my boy Ivory. Shout out to Ivory.
Nice.
I got the think we're calling it Dreams and Nightmares EP with Way Too Gone. Shout out to Way Too Gone, RKV and all them. Like I said, working on the comic book, which will be up on my website. And bunch of graphics other than that.
Man,
Which,
your plate's fucking whoosh. Everything's tumbling over, boy, but that's good. It's better to stay busy than not have enough to do.
Yeah, I remember the days of like, yo, how do I get people to start hitting me up for shit? So, in that sense, I got what I asked for. And I'm grateful for that shit. Grateful to everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I like hearing right there.
Shoot, I think I even did that shirt right
Oh,
there, right?
you know what? You may have,
I think
man. Damn, $20, holler at your boy. We'll get it going. I got all sizes.
Oh, and I do have a collab shirt with Official Genius. That's actually, it's out. It's on their site.
Yeah, I just saw that.
The Dented Genius.
Super dope. I'll drop that up on the backdrop right here while you're talking about it. It's probably already there now that I'm talking about it. Look at that. Look how fast that works and shit. Well, shit, man. Anything else before we get out of here? I mean,
hey, you know what? Thank you to everybody who hits me up for work, whether it's beats or DJing a show or artwork, because y'all make this shit possible for me. Thank you, Bomb Green, for having me.
Man, I'm glad you fucking came through, my dude. I wouldn't have it anyway.
Thank you for fucking Hip Hop Roots for really like just lighting the wick with this whole shit. It's like I knew I was gonna make beats and do my own thing for me. But it's like that time in the metal world, I didn't really see a lot of hip hop. So I just didn't know it was out there. So thank you for opening the windows to that.
Man, we're glad you came through. But it's again, it goes back to that. It's we did it for over 6 years, weekly, consistently, never missed a week. Now, One Violent Event, it was a artist supporting artist. Took 4 years off or so, and we're bringing these memories back up, and it's cool. It's not only cool to see, because like as it happened, you didn't necessarily know what was going on. Like you knew you and Donnie were messing with each other, and you saw moving me and T get together, and these people were clicking and things were going on and stuff. But now that you look back at it from a distance perspective, and you seeing people, I mean, everyone's on their own journey and all this kind of, it's fucking dope to see. Because like I said, as it happened, he didn't really necessarily identify it, but now that everyone's bringing, starts talking about it and bringing memories, I mean, it's cool to see what Hip Hop Roots did, for the community and stuff. But like I said, man, we were glad we even, like I said, for you to walk in the door, none of this would have happened. You know what I mean? You wouldn't have been my DJ for any sets. You wouldn't be sitting here. You wouldn't be on the NiteBreed. I mean, it's super dope.
Like I said, y'all were doing what you were supposed to do, having the pictures of the shit online, and that's literally how I saw it. I'm, like I said, sitting there in the hospital room, like scrolling, like, man, I need to check this out. And I remember having doubts because I'm like, we just had a kid though, so she might need me here. But
I got double booked on my birthday. Cutthroat Cadavers, I think, was booked and stuff, but I was supposed to be throwing a birthday show and never happened. My boy Bobby Wayne Stott, shout out to him. He'll be on the show here in a couple weeks, but he had hit me up because I had people that were showing up before me, and they were like, I thought it was free and all a bunch of stuff, and realized that I was double booked. And he hit me up and goes, bro, let's go to Fremont. So we went to Fremont just to drink, and bam, there was a sign, big metal frame sign, Hip Hop Roots, every Tuesday, blah, blah, blah. Next Tuesday, came in, hit the open mic, history. That was it. That was the start. So it's kind of cool how it works like that. You know what I mean? Hate being double booked, but had I not have been double booked that night, man, I'd have never, ever, at least it would have taken me a lot longer to found Roots, and who knows where that route would have went. So But shit, brother, I'm glad you came through, made some time and shit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Next week, we got DJ G Kid in the building. We ain't seen him in a minute, so he's got some memories to catch up on. That guy's been doing some big things and stuff, so definitely let it catch up. If you guys got ideas for segments, you guys want to send in segments, you just want to say what up, you want to say fuck you, whatever you want to do, hit us up. The voicemail line's always open 24 hours, 7 days a week. You can text it as well, 775-538-6350. Hit up the email, hiphoprootspodcast@gmail.com. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, tell your people. Let's build these numbers, people. This is your platform. This is for you.
Hey, you know what? I told people to hit me up on my Instagram and all that, but I didn't even put my handle, so let me throw that in there real quick.
Get it in, man.
@Dent One, 2 underscores between the Dent and the One. If you do 1 underscore, it's gonna take you some whack graffiti writer. It ain't me.
Ah, so if he's white, that's not the right guy.
Facebook, the real Dent One, and then Twitter is at Dent One 2.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah.
Well, shit. We out this bitch. Again,
Outta
you
here.
know how it goes. Next week, go Knights, go.